Hey everyone, and welcome to another hemp tip. Today, we'll be going over the noise that could come from an indoor grow space and the things you can do to mitigate it. The last thing on people's radar when starting an indoor grow is the amount of noise it can produce. But unfortunately, for some, this becomes too loud to ignore soon after putting everything together. So let's go over it real quick today. While a clip-on fan or grow light can sometimes produce some sound, it's generally not that noticeable and pretty silent when ran in an enclosure like a grow tent. The inline fan, however, is a completely different story, and part of that is because of how much air an inline fan has to constantly pull out of the grow tent, which in many cases is way more than what's needed, and this will cause a lot of constant noise. The other part is the vibration caused by the inline fan, which if mounted directly on the grow tent bars can cause a loud rattling sound. If ducking is used, the air passing through it can also get noisy as well. And this might or might not be an issue depending on where the ducking is passing through. So let's go over a couple of things you can do to lower the volume significantly. First and foremost, never have your inline fan in direct contact with the grow tent bars. Almost all grow tents come with these straps, and they're great at holding onto the inline fan so that it can be suspended in the air. Although if you're adding a carbon filter to the setup, you'll need additional straps to match the inline fan's height. When connecting the carbon filter to the inline fan, be sure to have a gap between the two, as the vibrations from the inline fan can still cause a rattling noise if it's in direct contact with the carbon filter. This can be easily done with just adding some ducking connecting the two, or with a long noise reduction clamp. As for ducking noise, reducing the number of bends will lower the noise as the air will face less resistance passing through it. And to further reduce the ducking noise, a ducking silencer can be installed between the ducking to absorb some of the noise as well. Finally, the most effective way to control the noise from an inline fan is to control the amount of air that's being pulled through it. And this option is built into some of the higher end inline fans on the market. Although if your inline fan doesn't offer a speed control option, there's separate speed controllers available that can adjust the fan speed by controlling the voltage, although your miles may vary on how well it works. You can lower the inline fan speeds because most inline fans are pulling significantly more air than what's needed. For example, this inline fan is rated at 205 cubic feet per minute. And given that we only need to refresh the grow space once per minute, we technically only need a cubic feet per minute rating of 54 for this 3x3x6 feet grow tent. So you can easily run this at half the speed and still be pulling more than enough to support the plant's growth inside. And that's it. Like the content? Then be sure to check out our beginner's guide to creating CBD products from scratch, available at Amazon in print and digital, with links in the description below. You can also find us at hempinapot.com.